kukumustahin naman namin ano bang balita po ninyo sa ating dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte doon po sa ICC. Kumusta po ang kanyang pagdiriwang ng Pasko?
Mukhang malungkot kasi nasabi na po. Actually, I was there about first week of December, and we were already told na walang bisita sa panahon ng Pasko at New Year. Kaya buti na lang din na may mga membro ng pamilya, the latest of which was I saw Kitty Duterte there at The Hague, no? Nabisita niya yung papa niya. 24 pero walang bisita ng 25. Sa 26 siguro makakabisita na naman pagkatapos ng Pasko.
Opo.
So yun po yung kalagayan niya pagdating sa kung ano yung pagbibisita sa kanya. Pero mayroong panawagan din po na yung abogado niya ay recall, si Attorney Kaufman was saying na kung meron kayong ipapadala ng mga Christmas greetings, pwede nyo ipadala sa kanya para mabasa niya, no? Kahit na gaano karami yan, aabot din yan doon sa detention facility where he is staying.
Opo, hanggang New Year ho ba? Hindi po pwedeng bisitahin ang dating Pangulong Duterte doon po sa ICC dahil holiday nga.
Pagkaalam ko po yung sinasabi nating holiday, yung Christmas at saka New Year. So in between that, pag wala pong holiday, pwede pong bibisitahin. Depende po sa schedule. Kasi meron pong schedule tinatalaga yung detention facility.
Opo.
At hindi po yung buong araw na pinapayagan na pagbibisita. Meron pong oras sa pagbibisita doon sa kanya.
Opo. So hindi naman po ito first time, ano? Talagang ganyan po yung naging ang kalakaran ng ICC. Pagdating po sa yung mga gustong bumisita, yung visitation arrangements po nila pagdating po ng Pasko at Bagong Taon.
Well, probably because this is the first time, no, na umabot talaga yung pagdidetine ng dating Pangulo sa Paskong ito. Kasi if we may recall, March 11, kinuha po siya at dinala sa Hague. So ito po yung unang Pasko and hopefully the last, no? Pagdating sa pagdidetine sa dating Pangulo.
Opo. Pero maaari ho ba ninyong maituring din yung issue ng karapatang pantao, yung hindi po pagpapahintulot ng family visits po tuwing court holidays, Attorney?
Merong minimum in terms of human rights, ano? Kahit na dito sa ating bansa, meron ding pagbibisita na karapatan ng pagbibisita sa mga detine dito. So I hope the ICC would also have that same human rights, the same rights afforded to detainees in their facility.
Opo.
So hindi lang po yan. Alam po natin na dito medyo maluwag ng konti pagdating sa hindi lang pagbibisita, kahit na yung pagdadala ng pagkain galing sa labas, lalo na yung mga pagkain na gustong-gusto ng detained person, no, dito sa atin. Pero doon po hindi po pinapayagan yung mga pagkain na gustong-gusto ng ating dating Pangulo.
Opo.
So yung pagkain lang po ng detention facility ang kinakain niya.
Opo, opo. Attorney, sinong mga nandoon po? Nabanggit po ninyo kanina si Kitty Duterte ay nandoon ngayon sa The Hague. Sino pa po mga miyembro ng pamilya Duterte ang nandoon po ngayon?
Yun po ang alam ko lang po, si Kitty, and I suppose she's accompanied by her mother, si Hanilet. When I was there, nagkataon din na when I was there at The Hague, nagkataon din na si VP Sara was there. So we were able to meet together with the Filipino communities doon sa Hague.
Opo.
Grabe yung suporta, if I may say about the Filipino community there, grabe yung suporta ng Filipino community sa Hague, ano? Walang mintis, patuloy, at kahit na anong klaseng panahon, malamig man o mainit, at during this time, sobrang lamig, pero nandun pa rin sila, naghihintay sa paglabas ng ating dating Pangulo.
Opo. Attorney, alam naman po natin na gustong talagang malaman ng ating mga kababayan yung magiging kapalaran ng dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Ano ho ba yung magiging direksyon po nitong kaso po niya dyan sa ICC?
Ang pagkaalam ko, ang pending ngayon na application, ang tawag doon application, ang tawag natin dito sa lokal na our domestic judicial system, a motion, ano? Yung motion na kapending doon, it's actually an appeal on jurisdiction. Their application for jurisdiction was denied by the pre-trial chamber, and now it is being heard by the appeals chamber. So yun po ang hinihintay natin na resolution na manggagaling sa ICC. The latest of which is, if I recall, both parties or all parties have already submitted their comments or their brief, we call it appeal brief, on the issue of jurisdiction. Pero lately, yung appeals chamber ay nagpalabas ng order na kung pwede dagdagan pa yung mga komento o argumento ng mga partidos patungkol sa issue ng jurisdiction. So mukhang matindi yung pag-aaral ng ICC patungkol dito.
Opo.
If I may just probably make an opinion na kung if that will be denied, then trial will proceed. But if that will be granted, then obviously there is no case to be heard before the ICC. At makakalaya na ang dating Pangulo at makakauwi na sa Pilipinas kung the issue of jurisdiction will be granted. I mean, the lack of jurisdiction will be granted as prayed for by the former president.
Opo. So yung issue po ng pagpapalabas kay attorney kay dati Pangulo Rodrigo Duterte, attorney noong una, 'di ba binasura po yung kanyang apela noon. Wala na po 'yon. Wala na pong po pwedeng remedyo noon. So ngayon nasa issue po ng jurisdiction na.
Yung una po, ibinasura yung application to dismiss the case on grounds of jurisdiction. Kaya inapila po nila sa appeals chamber. Yung denial din, there's a similar case or similar application that I filed. When I say they, I'm referring to the defense team of the former president, no, headed by Attorney Nicholas Kochman. Yung issue on interim release,
Yes,
which was denied, and I understand they have filed an appeal as well.
Opo.
I mean, motion for reconsideration on that one.
Opo. So ibig sabihin na pwede pang didesisyonan pa pala itong apela ng interim release kahit nag-apela na noong una, attorney. Wala pong magiging problema doon.
Ang pag-alam ko, there's a provision in the Rome Statutes where, kasi among the grounds that were mentioned on the prayer for interim release is his physical and medical condition ng dating Pangulo. At under the provisions of the Rome Statutes, meron pong tinatawag na review every 120 days. So baka pwede makita doon na uli when his medical and physical condition would be reviewed, and the court would review the ground for the prayer for interim release. Baka pwedeng payagan pagdating ng panahon.
Opo. Speaking of yung kalagayan po ng dating Pangulong Duterte, attorney, kumusta na po ang kanyang kalusugan?
Hindi ko po siya nakita, no? Pero intindihin na lang natin sa ganitong realidad. Siya po he is old, he's frail, and he has some medical condition. Ang pag-alam ko po, even before March 11, when he was brought to The Hague, may tinitake siya ng mga medication. So ibig sabihin po, he is under treatment for the medical condition that he has. So that said, at the fact that he's not used to that kind of weather, yung malamig doon, no? Plus the fact na, as I've made mention earlier, na hindi siya napapakain doon sa gusto niyang kainin, ano, kagaya ng munggo, tinola, paksiw, na isda, yung mga ganun. The simple or ordinaryong pagkain na kinakain natin, yun ang paborito niya, hindi siya makakakain. So we would expect na there's a toll on his health and in his medical condition as well. So let's continue to pray for him, for his good health, especially during this time of Christmas, that we'll be able to continue to support him, and that we will express our support para alam niya na patuloy itong laban na ito, patuloy na yung pagdadasal at pagsuporta para sa kanya.
Opo, maaari po bang mabago yung sitwasyon na attorney ng dating Pangulo kung maglalabas po ng medical report na nagpapakita ng seryoso na kondisyon ng dating Pangulo?
Maaari naman din po. In fact, I read one item doon sa Senate ni Attorney Kaufman na based on the medical findings, the one that was findings of the panel of medical experts that was convened by the ICC. According to them, that he's fit to stand trial, but at the same time, there is a collateral finding na he's too old to influence or even intimidate witnesses. So baka doon, it might give us some hope that they will reconsider the earlier finding of denial of interim release, because among others, sinasabi nila capable pa siya na to influence or even intimidate witnesses. Sa kalagayan niya, sa akala niyo ba he would still be able to intimidate or influence witnesses? Mukhang hindi na po.
Yes.
As it turned out, based on the opinion of Attorney Kaufman, mukhang there is that finding in the panel of experts.
Opo, may standard ho ba yung ICC pagdating po doon sa paghawak ng mga matatanda o may mga sakit na detainee sa kaso ito? Kaya ngayon, si dating Pangulong Duterte, kinukonsider na nating matanda na talaga at medyo seryoso nga itong kanyang kalusugan, kalagayan.
Opo, unfortunately po, wala akong alam. There is no precedence insofar as yung pagdidetine ng mga matatandang mga defendants, as we call them, and as they call them, defendants, na kahit na matanda na, kinukulong pa rin. Dito sa ating bansa kasi, may konsiderasyon pagdating sa mga matatanda. In fact, even if they're detained, where the trial is still being heard, the court would order the release upon application by the defense, no? Na mapalaya na habang nililitis yung kaso. At yun man din ang gusto natin. Hindi niya, as I have said this before, it takes full legal responsibility for what he did for the country and for the Filipino people. Pero tingnan din natin yung kalusugan ng tao para mailagay natin sa tama yung sinasabi nating hustisya.
Opo, sa inyong pananaw, attorney, patas ho ba? Naging patas ho ba yung pagtrato o naging pagtrato ng ICC dito nga po sa aplikasyon para sa interim release ng dating Pangulong Duterte?
Sa palagay ko, hindi po. No? As I made mention earlier, wala na po siyang kapasidad or intention for that matter to intimidate or influence witnesses. Ang gusto niya ay mapalaya at mapalaya siya sa detention, but at the same time, he will continue to face trial. In fact, if I may put it in context, as he have made mention that he wants to assume full legal responsibility and face whatever charges that he has been saying that he will face it before a Filipino court, before tried by a Filipino judge, because our Philippine judicial system is fully functioning insofar as cases, political or otherwise for that matter. It's fully functioning for that matter.
Opo,
So he should have been tried here in the Philippines.
Opo, attorney. Pagdating naman po doon sa transparency o impormasyon sa publiko, ano ho ba yung masasabi ninyo sa limitadong impormasyon at kawalan po ng larawan o direktang update po tungkol doon sa kalagayan ng dating Pangulong Duterte?
Yun, I always suppose that is the policy of the ICC, no? Na pakonti-konti or limited ang information in terms of the physical and medical condition of the detainees there. Kaya yung mga balita na patungkol sa kanya, maririnig lang natin doon sa mga bumisita sa kanya, yung mga pamilya, yung miyembro ng pamilya. At pagkatapos ng bumisita, may mga Filipinos doon sa labas naghihintay. And when I was there, I was among them waiting for news for VP Sara to say something about how the former president is, how he's coping there inside the detention facility. So, and sometimes the defense team din kasi would also visit him from time to time, and they would also give us some updates. But other than that, wala po, at least to me, wala po tayong maririnig officially from the ICC pantungkol sa kalagayan ng mga detainees sa loob ng detention facility.